Hello, beautiful loves, beautiful lights, star seeds, light workers, light warriors, all of the things. Welcome back. For those who are just tuning in, my name is Landon, and I am an energy alchemist and intuition mentor. And so I really am here on this planet, in this realm, at this time, to be a facilitator, to be a space holder, to be an activator, to be an advisor, guide, and mentor for your cellular remembrance. That's really why I'm here. Just to tell you, like, hey, you can live that life you want. You already are. Let's release some blockages, shift some perspectives, and boom, you're already there. On today's episode, I guess, there's been a lot on my mind. And so we're just going to take a few breaths and then we'll get into the topic, which is still formulating at this time. So let's just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Feeling your spine lengthen, feeling your body within the third dimension, your consciousness expand within the fifth dimension. Beautiful. So, at the moment I'm making this, there's been a lot of vocabulary shifts coming within the collective. As in, I've been seeing a lot of people consciously shift the words they're saying. And I've been doing this for a few months, actually probably going back a few years now, just actively switching the use of my vocabulary. The one that I really dove into most recently was want and need versus desire. And so let's just talk about that for a second. Growing up, I know for me, and I feel for many of you, we were taught this distinction between what we want and what we need. Our needs are for survival. Our wants are passion projects, our side things, our random toys, or coaching sessions, I guess you could say. Those would be our wants, versus the needs would be food, water, shelter, space. That's it. And now we're getting into this realm of being on this timeline within humanity where we are no longer in survival. Okay, that's where we're pushing for, and holding space for, is to no longer be in survival. That third dimensional way of thinking within the matrix, survival? We're not doing that. That is a thing of a parallel timeline, a past timeline. And so now we're holding space and we are now experiencing where our needs are already met, knowing that the universe always provides. God, source, universe, creator, whatever your terminology, is always providing. As you are in alignment with yourself, your truest potential and your purpose, your passion here. So, what does that mean for the teachings in this old programming that we've been taught in an old paradigm that has crumbled, been dismantled? We are consciously shifting the vocabulary, the way that we speak of our existence. It's no longer, oh, I want that. Oh, it's no longer, oh, I need that. Our needs are already met, so okay, cross that one off the list. And maybe perhaps even if the financial or fiscal, whatever the word is, the money is not as fluid within a month, we could say, we could still call it a desire. Because for me, where I'm at right now is I am in Ometepe, Nicaragua, and it's really been showing me that our needs are so much smaller than what we think, especially coming from an American origin, I guess you could say, within this life, growing up in America, having those needs be, okay, I need a place to live, so I need rent. I need rent. Like that's something that we grow up needing, desiring is rent. So weird to me, rent. Like, oh, I need rent. I have to pay rent this month. And then we also go into, well, I need a car for a lot of people. Not everyone, but I need a car. Okay, so there's a nice little car payment until or insurance, because I need insurance for the car. I need, what else? What else? I need all of these, just these things. To, then you have a house or an apartment, and then you need to fill it with things, and the things that you look at every once in a while until your conscious mind becomes used to it, so then you don't see it. So they're just things. And so honestly, taking a step back and saying, what do I really need? What do I really need? And within that question, we are already up-leveling ourselves, because we are becoming conscious of our surroundings. We are becoming conscious of the things. We're becoming conscious of our life. And we're asking the question of, what do I need? Okay? And so that's really like step one. What do I need? But again, we're talking about a vocabulary shift. And so what we need is really what we want. We want rent. Like we want that. We want a nice bed. We want a nice car. We want these things. Like, that's just something we want. Because we can live without it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a nice luxurious hotel with a, what is it? I'm trying to think. But the lazy river and a nice pool and a big giant king size bed. Like, there are luxurious ways of living, don't get me wrong. But also, that's a perspective between people. Somebody else, their way of luxury might be living in the jungle, in a bungalow, where they made it themselves out of palm leaves and bamboo sticks. Like, the things we need, the things we want, are really just programmings. You do not need, none of us need the things we are taught to need. You don't need your phone bill. You don't need your car payment. You don't need the insurance that goes with it. And again, this is all just my perspective of things that I am learning through my life. But a lot of what we're grown and taught to need are really just that, programs. They are programs to keep us in an old system, an old paradigm, to keep us locked down. Yep, I said those words. Welcome to 2021. Okay, so within this vocabulary shift, though, so we talked a little bit about need and want, desire. Can you just feel the difference in vibration between those words? Need and want versus desire. Given I am saying it a little different just because I can't help it. Need and want sounds so structured and masculine. And then you have desire. And that feels so expansive and so divine feminine. Like, desire. Like, just say it for a second, maybe in your head or out loud if you want to. I highly suggest saying it out loud, but just desire. And maybe putting it into a sentence of I desire. I desire. I desire. What do you desire? What do you desire? At the end of last year, so at the end of 2020, I decided to make my first legit physical vision board. And on it, during the whole time, I was still thinking in the need and want mentality. But after I made it, probably about a week or two later, I started to see it as things that I actually desire. And the difference that I have come to find between need, want, and desire is that need and want keep us in the vibration of lack. And I have heard other podcasts, other people talk about this, YouTube videos, Instagram posts, people have said this before, that need and want are a vibration of lack. But what the fuck does that mean? I would see that and I'm like, what else am I supposed to say? And then I come across the word desire, and it can be placed in so many spaces. I desire an affordable way of living. I desire a luxurious car. I desire all of my bills taken care of. I desire a wonderful job that I love. I desire that romance partner. I desire. It can be placed in so many areas of life. Versus I need. That comes from a space of lack. Can you feel that? When you need something, you are saying, I do not have. I do not have. Because I need it. It is not in my vibrational vortex right now, as Abraham Hicks would say. It is not there, and so thus I need it. Versus I desire. It's already in the vortex. It's already in your field of perception, and now you're just accepting. By stating, I desire. It is already coming towards you. I want. That means you are actually pushing it away when you state, I want. When you actually take a step back, look at what you already have. Okay, I have a place to live. Or perhaps you're living with your parents. Perhaps you don't have a place to live. Wherever you are in your life, taking a look, I am still alive. Somehow I'm listening to this moment. And so I actually have a lot of things going for me. There's a lot going on in my life. I have my breath. I have my body. I have my spirit guides. All of these things, I have these. Okay? And even now I'm going through this shift of have. This is a terminology of ownership, which are also collectively moving away from. Ownership. We actually don't own anything. Okay? That's all a perception. That's... Oh, it's so funny to me. All of these shifts that are going on. Anyways, so have is also a terminology of ownership. So, if anybody has any ideas on how we can shift our vocabulary through that and transmute those words into something more aligned, definitely feel free to let me know. But desire, that's really what we're getting towards, is desire. I desire the life of my dreams. When I stated that, and given I did not state that consciously, maybe I did. I had a vision board, and I would go up to it, I would touch each square, and I would visualize it coming to life. And a month later, my life completely changed. I'm living on the most beautiful island, surrounded by the most beautiful conscious community. A month. Literally, your life can change in a month. Your life can change in a day. Your life can change in a single second. One moment. It's just shifts. So, that's the first terminology that is changing for me. The other one is, it was here and then it's leaving. But there's this thing that my guides are wanting me to bring up about reaction versus responding. And so make sure to tune into the next little podcast. I am going to end this one right here, and then we'll be able to talk a little bit more about reaction versus responding. And if this information resonated with you, make sure to check me out on Instagram at EnerGenetic.Alkemy, alchemy with a K, on Instagram, and then also on YouTube, EnerGenetic.Alkemy with a K. And check out all the other things. I do have a website with a few events and free meditations, and there's just a lot. There's a lot, and it's beautiful and wonderful succeeding in supporting you as best I can within this conscious shift that the humanity is going through. Anyways, lots of love to you, and make sure to tune in to the next little segment on reaction versus responding.